Hi everyone, this is Emma Gardner and I'm going to take you on a walkthrough of my exhibition titled Wildish at Redland Art Gallery. The exhibition is held on Quandamooka country, and firstly I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of these lands, waters and seas, and pay my deepest respect to elders past, present and future. Wildish is an exhibition I've been working on for about a year and a half. It is heavily narrative driven, and in these works I use the reference of historical folklore tales, Baba Yaga and the Handless Maiden. One's from Russia and the other is from Germany. I just love to read about fantastical stories, ones that fuse adventure with the supernatural, corrupt, heroic and the confused, the confessed, the romantic, the guilty and the pleasurable. And how can you go without the ultimate betrayal? I enjoy how they conjure up worlds that are almost close enough to be our own, but they have just those few elements that make them seemingly a little far-fetched or just that tad impossible. These two tales stem from oral traditions where storytelling was an embedded pastime in everyday life, and the tales were underscored with messages and warnings for those who dared to deduce them to their essence. I think it's important for me to note that these tales have female protagonists whom endure horrible experiences at the sake of others, yet they still muster the will to fight on. They're tricked, betrayed, impoverished, and abandoned, both emotionally and physically, by those closest to them. The handless maiden has her hands chopped off by her own father to save himself from the devil. Yep, that seems fair, right? The protagonists are not macho in any way. They are innocent and vulnerable, setting out into the world with nothing more than their intuition. Both of the tales tell protagonist journeys in the forests and link them closely with elements of nature, from seasons and cycles to rhythms of dawn, day, and dusk. And for me, these connections to nature and the natural elements are important. Still though, the tales are triggering for me, and it's not just because of the atrocious stories that happen to the protagonists, but because after all of their adventure, endurance, heroism, they still rely on grand narratives that I just don't believe in. So I subvert them. I place myself in the works, and as curator and writer Lisa Bryant Brown once described it, I implicate my figure, both as author and subject, to complicate the relationship between truth and fiction. I just love that turn of phrase so much. It's perfect. And as we walk through the exhibition, you can see the white ghostly castings of figures, or the negative space left inside the tones of blue. That's the index of me having sat on top of the works for 20 minutes or so while the cyanotype chemicals are being exposed to sunlight. I also use trace monotype to draw with, and machine and hand embroidery. You can see some lino cut prints to build up pattern. All of these processes I use are laborious and experimental. I spend so much time working through stages and testing things that I just have no clear idea on how they'll result. There is something in that endurance that I'm addicted to though. That and the tactility of the materials. The processes ask me to be handling the fabrics a lot, and I really enjoy that. I have gathered all of these fabrics from adventures I've been on in India, the most recent of which I spent a month in a little village called Ragarashpur in the state of Odisha. The village is famous for its Padachitra artists, and each week I studied under different artists to learn a new set of skills. The dedication these people have to their skills is just so inspiring. The processes are so patient and so laborious. One of the things I took away from this though was that there really is never such a thing as too much decoration or pattern. We'd be working surfaces, whether it was stone carving, palm leaf etching or silk painting, and I'd think a section would be resolved, and they would guide me in ways of adding pattern that just blew my mind. It was amazing. The details on details on details. The patchwork pieces you see in the show are definitely informed by this. So all of the substrates are from India. There is white and tassa silk. The patchwork pieces are offcuts I got from a textiles factory I visited while in Jaipur. What I love about these offcuts is the screen and woodblock prints on them, and the way that they shimmer through the cyanotype as you walk past. While I was visiting one of these factories, I met a master woodblock printer. Wow. Their technique is just so fluid and so perfect. The woodblocks themselves are a work of art. This inspired me to build up the lino print pattern like I have in some of the works, and I applied it the same way they were, kind of like a stamp. So what you see as we walk through Wildish is the confluence of remnants and learnings from my own adventures, fused with these subverted folklore tales. And in that, I hope that they spark a little curiosity within yourself, whatever that may be. Thanks for taking a walk through Wildish with me, and thanks to the team at Redland Art Gallery for hosting my exhibition.